We're going to see two relatively popular decks. It's Storm versus Abzan midrange. Storm, quite an old modern deck, so an extended archetype. Favorite of John Finkel, here we see piloted by Ruaan Marais. Helman van Rensburg playing Abzan midrange, sort of the evolution of Birthing Pod post banning. Still very strong. We've still got Siege Rhino. I think I'll call it Siege Rhino deck, not Abzan midrange. Looks like Helman has won the dice roll here. It's going Verdant Catacombs, Crack Fetch. Looking for an overgrown tomb. He's played it. Looks like he's taken the shock. I think he has. Yeah, Thoughtseize. Take him down to 15 on his first turn. On the first turn of the game. And Ruaan shows him a hand with Steam Vents, Shivan Reef, Sleight of Hand, Manamorphose, Goblin Electromancer, and Pyromancer's Ascension. I think his choices are to take the Pyromancer's Ascension or the Goblin Electromancer, since those are what's going to give him sort of the kind of advantage that he needs to win the game. Sleight of Hand can find him more pieces, but it's not going to do that much to fuel him casting more spells and actually going off. It's just a bit of card selection. And he takes the Pyromancer's Ascension, which is probably correct, since he can go Sleight of Hand, turn 2 Ascension, turn 3, play another Sleight of Hand, get my first counter on Ascension, be primed to go off next turn, since I have, if he still has the Electromancer. And he's going to go Shock, Sleight of Hand anyway, going down to 18 points of life, everyone. And he goes one top, one bottom. And he's found another Pyromancer's Ascension. Lucky. I don't know what he put at the bottom, but I don't think it's important. Helman playing a Scavenging Ooze, though, which can definitely keep that Pyromancer's Ascension turned off. He's just got to use it proactively. But, I mean, that's just a matter of playing correctly. He plays a Tectonic Edge, smashes with Scavenging Ooze, and he passes the turn back. I don't think he's seen it. I don't think he knows that he needs to... Yeah, that is too late. The trigger happens. You gotta have a stifle or something to stop that from happening, or maybe destroy the enchantment, but it's a little bit of value missed there from the Scavenging Ooze, not using the only ability on the card, other than attacking and blocking. Oh. Too bad there, buddy. Ruaan taking another 2 pain. I believe that puts him to 15? 14? 15? I'm not sure. Whatever. Helman untaps, attacks with the Ooze. Quickly Ruaan blocks it. But Helman says, wait, just before damage I'm going to exile that spell, which he forgot to do last turn. I believe that's a little too late to actually gain anything out of that, since there's another Sleight of Hand in the graveyard. Ruaan casts his Serum Visions. Draws one. Goes one top, one bottom. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Looks like a Desperate Ritual, and he's putting a land at the bottom. Takes 1 pain. Going... what is he casting? Thought Scour. Mulls himself for 2, draws a card. And he's just hanging out for a bit. Gitaxian Probe for 2 points of life, putting himself down to 13. 30. Oh, he took a bit of pain from casting the Electromancer, so he's on 13. having a peek there, seeing Drop Decay and a Fencer. What a card. And a Fencer is really solid. And he peels an Inquisition and is able to cast it. Helman not going to take that past in Flames. It costs too much, but there's 2 Electromancers now, a Ritual and a Manamorphose. I don't know what to take here, actually. Helman can't cast any of the cards in his hand, and Offenser needs another black source or another green source, so does Abrupt Decay. I think there was a course of Crewfix in his hand, which is not going anywhere. But he's doing what he can to disrupt, although ironically he's just feeding the graveyard, and that Past in Flames is going to... It's just Yawgmoth's Will, actually, especially with the Goblin Electromancer down. It is just Yawgmoth's Will. It costs 3 mana, and it says your graveyard is your hand, my friend. And Ritual, activating the Pyromancer's Ascension. I think we're going to see Ruaan go off here. Yeah, so he's cast 2 spells this turn. And he's got the Ritual floating 3 red. Costs Manamorphose. It's doubled by the Pyromancer's Ascension. Yeah, I think this is happening right now. He's got very little chance of whiffing with an active Ascension. He's also just netting mana now. It's not going down anyway. He's still got that Past in Flames to cast as well, just in case he needs a bit more fuel, but he's definitely going off here. Jams another Ritual, gets some more mana, gets some more Storm Count. Double Sleight of Hand. So good. Just plowing through his deck. I think he's just looking for a Grave Shot or something, since all of the other spells in his deck are essentially going to do the same thing. They're going to make mana and draw cards and add to his Storm Count. So just as long as he manages to find a Grave Shot, I'm pretty sure he'll win this. Serum Visions sees 6 cards. That is redonkulous. Flying through his deck. Many floating manas, many Storm Count. And that's a second Pyromancer's Ascension. If that gets activated, pretty much like every card in his deck is just going to be Ancestral Recall. Because it's going to cost 1 mana and it's going to draw 3 cards and do something else. Yeah, it's got the first counter on. It needs 1 more. And there it is. It's a Thought Scour. So he's gonna see 6 cards off this Thought Scour. I think he still has the Past in Flames. It's either in his hand or in his graveyard or whatever. I'm casting Ancestral Recalls now. And these cost me 2 life. I thought Treasure Cruise was banned. This is great. 2 Pyromancer's Ascension active. He is not even concerned about his life total. He knows exactly the contents of Helman's hand. Nothing in there is going to deal him any damage. He can go as low as he wants to as long as he doesn't kill himself. Ritual add 5,000 red mana. It's just happening. Desperate Raving is going to get 9 cards deep. He said everything in his graveyard is still usable because he's got Past in Flames, but he's going off so disgustingly. This is just vulgar. 2 active Ascensions and a Goblin Electromancer, just turning the deck into Dark Rituals and Ancestral Recall. Manamorphose literally being like both in one. It's just making 6 mana, drawing 3 cards at the low cost of 1 red or 1 green, in this case 1 red. I doubt there's any way that he's gonna whiff. He just has to find yeah, there it is. Grape shot. Let's just kill you. It's okay. Yeah, Ruaan was playing Cruel Control previously, and clearly this is not what's happening today. Helman sent scurrying to the sideboard. I think I caught a peek of some surgical extraction there. 1 or 2, probably 2. No, there's just 1. I don't know what the other card is. Looks like Ruan's also just gonna have a look at his sideboard. Looks like empty the Warrens and a Blood Moon. Helman's only got 2 cards to put in. I think he's hoping he can just find the mana to play his spells, and then, you know, have maybe a 2-drop and a 3-drop and just apply pressure with that. Ruaan has very little in the way of removing creatures. He is the all-in combo plan. Some more disruption, or maybe a tiny bit of graveyard 8 would help. It would definitely go a long way towards stopping what happened in the previous game. But Blood Moon is really rough against Helman. I mean, he's playing Tech Edge, and he's playing all these duels, and he's probably playing a manland or 2. We'll find out. I mean, this is a mid-range deck that has 3 colors on its 3-drop, 2 colors on its 2-drop, 3 colors on the 4-drop. He really wants access to every single color of his mana. A Blood Moon would be brutal. Helman could side in Rest in Peace if he has it. That would be very good. Rest in Peace entirely switching off Pyromancer's Ascension. And then if he can land a Scavenging Ooze, or just like an Anafenza. Scavenging Ooze is actually not that good. Anafenza definitely, you know. Rest in Peace, nice solid body, and then beat you down. A little bit of disruption, maybe like an Inquisition or Thoughtseize on turn 1, just to take something out and slow him down, make him reassess his game plan. But we'll see how it goes. I believe Helman will go first. It used to annoy me infinitely. Players pile shuffling, but now it's like a calming ritual before the game. Something where you can either chat to the other player or, you know, try and ignore him completely. But it's nice. Yeah, take your time, my friend. Pile shuffle. Randomize your deck sufficiently. It's okay. I also quite enjoy seeing the looks of frustration on players' faces when you slowly pile out your deck and it's been a long game 1. But you got the 3 minutes in mind, so you're just using the maximum amount of time you're allowed to. Helman not happy with that hand at all. Just a little grunt of disgust from him. Ruaan doesn't look like he's gonna get rid of that. I see that white border in his hand. Looks like a Blood Moon, and that's a Steam Vents in front. So he needs a ritual of some sort. And yeah, that looks like a ritual, I think. No? Whatever. If it is indeed one, then that's gonna be a turn 2 Blood Moon, which is devastating for the junk player. I mean the Abzan player. Sorry. Junk midrange. Abzan midrange. Abzan. Helman's gonna go to 6. Hopefully it's a good 6. He really just needs a disruption spell. maybe one piece of removal and a fat creature, and he can totally win this. He leads with a Stirring Wildwood. That's a manland, which gets turned off by Blood Moon, unfortunately. He takes shock, goes to 18. Playing Voice of Resurgence. Good guy, good guy. Ruaan breaking that fetch down at the end of his turn, going down to 19 points of life, fetching a Steam Vents. It's his turn, grabs a card. It looks like an Ascension. He takes 2, he goes to 17. Jams Ritual, and that's turn 2 Blood Moon. Fortunately, Helman has a creature down, but look at that, he's just dead still. Blood Moon, so rough right now. Turning off his mana complete, just wrecking the mana base. Such a good card. I mean, Ruaan did spend an extra card getting it out, but it is that powerful and just worth it. Voices Resurgence crashing in. Taking Ruaan down to 15 points of life. Tectonic Edge actually just a mountain. Ruaan plays Metamorphose. He adds 2. 2 blue. He costs Serum Visions on top of that, but Helman seems to have a response. It's a Surgical Extraction, which he's paid 2 life for. And he's targeted Metamorphose. So, Serum Visions on the stack. Ruaan has 1 blue mana floating from his Metamorphose, and Helman is picking through his library to take out all the Metamorphoses. Reveals his hand, sees another Blood Moon, 2 Past Flames, and a Goblin Electromancer, which he can't cast because he's got no blue mana. Although he can, he's got a floating blue mana. And he's also got a card to draw from that Serum Visions. Extraction pretty good, actually. So it's a good idea to put that in. Blood Moon's still doing a number here. I didn't see what Ruaan drew there. It's another land, Shivan Reef. So he's got the red mana. He can tap it, use the Blood Moon land thing vibe, play the Electromancer. Helman's only choice is to go smashing, yeah, but it is smashing in with the angry deer goat leafy elemental guy. Ruaan dropping to 13. He should go to 13 here. No, what's happening? He goes to 15. He was on 17. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I must have lost track of life totals. Don't listen to what I say, the life totals are. Just look at the totals at the bottom of the screen. Those are correct. I'm just yammering about what's going on board. Smash, smash! Voice of Resurgence. Beating in. But he returns the favor with Electromancer, also a bear, actually. Just pounding back for 2 points of damage. Helman, having paid 4 life already and taken 2 damage from that Electromancer attacking, I think he's on 14 points of life. Voice of Resurgence relentlessly attacking. It seems to be Helman's only option. Passes turn. Are we just gonna see some bears beating at each other here? Ruaan probes for life. Going quite low. I think that's a Path to Exile, a Siege Rhino, and a Corsa. That Path to Exile might be useful, getting him another basic land. I didn't pay attention to the rest of the hand, that was quite quick. Although he just needed to see it. just chilling out there. Path to exile end of turn. He thought he was targeting the Electromancer, but actually it's his Voice of Resurgence. Yeah, I think he's gonna go fetch a basic land. It's a mountain. I mean, it's a forest. Yeah, forest. That might help out. You might be able to cast a spell now. Ruaan's still sitting with all mountains. I bet he would have loved to fetch a basic island off of that path in exile. But Helman untaps with a green or white and 3 mountains. Smiter! Smite me, oh mighty smiter. I do think that is a large amount of pressure right now, since Ruaan is on 9 or 10 points of life. He's very low. He's going to be forced to block. An Electromancer is making the spells cheaper. Discarding a Taxian Probe off that Desperate Ravings that he cast for 1 mana. He plays a Flooded Strand, which is actually just a mountain. Helman eagerly untap upkeep, draw smash, and it's a Voice of Resurgence. Up to block, protect his life total, leave behind a guy if it does die. This is looking a lot better for him, actually. Ruaan only on 5 points of life. I think he's got to go off here. Helman feeling a lot better about this situation, definitely. But I think he's going to try and go for it. So he goes, cast Desperate Ritual, float 3. You're on 5 points of life here. Not really able to spend too much for the Phyrexian mana if he does get Gitaxian Probes. And he's got Probes in the graveyard. So he casts Past in Flames, costing him 3 mana because of the Electromancer. It resolves, and everything in his graveyard now has flashback. Get Probe for 2 life. Yeah, I think he's just gonna go for it here again. We're gonna see a Storm Kill. That's a Siege Rhino and a Corsair. Maybe an Unoffensive. I can't see the bottom card. But I doubt that it's relevant because I don't think Helman is gonna get another turn. Unless it's an Empty the Water. He may just have drawn an Empty the Waters there. So if he can storm up to 3, he'd have sufficient blockers to protect his life total for a few turns. But he also can't afford to do that because if Helman draws a black source and he passes turn back, Siege Rhino is just going to end him from the ETB trigger. So he's going for it. He flashes back another ritual. Costs him 1 mana because of the Electromancer. He's got a fair amount of floating red. With no way to produce blue outside of finding another mana Morphos. But those have been extracted from his deck now, I think. And so his blue sources are severely limited. But he's cast his Empty the Warrens for 7. Stormcutter 6, Empty the Warrens being the 7th copy. And that's enough to attack through whatever Helman has on board. If he doesn't draw a black source, he's going to die next turn from a goblin attack. Looking quite grim. Helman nearly pulling back into control of this game, but Empty the Warrens just pooping out annoying little goblins in a large number. Don't cost the Desperate Ravings here. He's still trying to go off, but I don't think it's going to be necessary here. Helman needs to find a swamp so badly. Yeah, this is no good for him. 3 red mana or whatever. Those are mountains being tapped. It's another Blood Moon. Maybe protecting himself from some sort of enchantment hit like an erase. But if that's not a swamp, then yep, that's the game. He didn't draw a black source, he can't play Rhino. 14 goblins, good enough to kill him. Blood Moon wrecking mana bases. Even though he took out the Manamorphoses, Blood Moon's still doing really good work. Yeah, he brought in some Enchantment Hit and Surgical Extraction, so Golgari Charm Extraction. It would have helped against the Goblins as well. Golgari Charm definitely is a great card to draw. Unfortunately, he didn't have the black to play it. Ruaan put in two Empty the Waters, 3 Blood Moons, and that definitely won the game there. Well played.